Hello, my name is Michael Garrett, and this is PoppinCulture Movie Reviews. Here with me is my guest, Don Garrett. He's a comedian and co-host of the Papa Don podcast. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate y'all.
Nice. And this movie we'll be reviewing is Harlem Nights.
Yes.
Don chose it. And before we go into the movie review, we want to say that this will be a spoiler review. It came out in 1989, I believe.
My birth year. It's my birth year.
Birth year, so, more likely you've seen it, but if you have not seen it, we both would agree you should see it before you watch the review.
That's a fact, though.
Yes. Before we review, does this movie, besides it being a great movie, does it have anything that made you choose it, like personal wise?
Personal, man. It's just a movie that I can watch it. I've seen that movie countless times. Each time I watch it is like the first time I laugh at these same parts. And it's hilarious, man. And it's one of those movies where when you're trying to find a movie but you don't know what to watch, it's always that great. It comes in handy. It's just like, oh, let's watch Harlem Nights. It's chilling.
Nice. It definitely has a lot of memorable parts, memorable actors and actresses. Just starting with the beginning of the movie with the guy getting shot in the head, which,
right,
like for that time period, that was great special effects.
Definitely so, man. Because it looked real. You seen it and whatnot, and whatever, man. Just like, even though it's a situation where a dude literally got shot in the head, it was hilarious, man. And it's just, man, the chemistry just in that room, the legends, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Ronaldo Ray, Robin Harris, Charlie Murphy, just in one room. Like, geez, man, that's comedy royalty, man.
And just to see it would, I don't know about for you, but for me to find out like how many movies Charlie Murphy was in,
man, yeah,
before he was like Dave Chappelle, Charlie Murphy, it was just like, man, this guy's been around. He has true real life Hollywood stories. It's not just Rick James. This guy was,
because Eddie was the firm man. Eddie was the firm man. Charlie was a writer, and Charlie was a comic as well, but he was more, the writer and stuff. So he was a writer for a lot of that stuff Eddie did. So that's what Charlie Murphy made his mark. That's what people knew him. And of course he was a stand up as well. And man, hilarious. And then it's like Chappelle's show. It's kind of like, people in the game knew about him, but Chappelle's shows when the rest of us, like, oh man, Charlie Murphy. And that's kind of what made him a household name. Charlie Murphy. So that's how we knew him.
Yeah. Plus, one of my favorite thing about this movie was that you got to see like three comedians like in the same movie there. Like you got to see Richard, Red Fox. I did that in the wrong order. You had to see Red Fox, Richard, and Eddie Murphy in the same movie. And that's different decades of comedians all together,
because one paved the way for the other. You had Red Fox that paved the way for Pryor, and Pryor paved the way for Eddie. And when you think about it, like, those are three names that are constantly tossed around as the GOAT.
Yeah.
Those are three names that are tossed around as the GOAT.
When you come to one-liners, it's hard to go against Red.
Oh, man, my goodness, man. You come to one-liners, hard to go against Red. Richard Fox, man. Not Richard Fox.
It's okay.
I didn't merge them. Red Fox, man, the one-liners. Richard Pryor, man, was a storyteller, but he was raw. Didn't care, whatever. And then Eddie Murphy was Pryor times like 12. Because at the time, when Pryor was saying stuff, it was kind of wild. It's like, oh, man, even with Red Fox, but when Eddie Murphy came, he was literally raw.
Yeah.
He just came and like people was like, man, it's crazy. And on top of that, he's a box office king in the 80s. Eddie Murphy was that dude. He doesn't get nearly enough credit.
And he was on Saturday Night Live at the right time also.
Definitely so. But when you're looking at cast lists, the people that came, the alums around that time that were together on Saturday Night Live, like, man, powerhouses.
True. And then we get back, after that scene, you go to like adult Eddie Murphy in the movie Quick. And just to see that Quick, like, their relationship, Sugar and Quick, Rich Pryor, Eddie Murphy, they just had great chemistry on film. Like,
they did.
It made you truly believe, like, yeah, this could be somebody just like, hey, I take care of this kid, to like, hey, this is my son now.
Exactly. Exactly, man. And then you can see like you can see Sugar's influence, on Quick, growing up and stuff, and Quick becoming, smooth, debonair type dude. It's kind of what Sugar was as well. Sugar was a smooth talker. He was a smooth talker. He was more of a businessman, where Quick was more, into the females and stuff like that. And Quick was a hothead, but Sugar was the experienced father that kind of taught him off the ledge at all times. That is crazy chemistry, because you kind of, as you said, believe that it's a real father-son relationship.
Yes. When it came to that speakeasy, do you think it was too nice, or you think that was a good definition of that time?
I think that was a good definition of that time, man. And I think what was even crazier is that, being that Eddie Murphy, I mean, he, basically made the whole movie, directed, produced, whatever, starred in, and it's how he wants it to be. And Sugar Ray's is a black-owned establishment. And it was really nice. And it was people in there, and it just looked really nice. It was fancy. It was elegant. That was really nice. It was a nice, and I think it was a perfect depiction of how it was back then.
I just remember the first time I watched it, and it's not a nitpick. Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. I think it's one of the best movies of all time, but I'll never forget. I was like 14, and I was just like, so where's the whole house at?
Yeah, it's in the back. It's in the back. Vera back there. Yeah. She got a girl, $200. It's like, who you calling me a thief? Bring your ass outside. I'm like, man. And Della Reese, and man, what kill me, bro, is like, as a kid, I was watching Della Reese in Touched by an Angel. Yep. And I'm thinking, like, this holier than thou woman. And then I see her on Harlem Nights, and Vera is wild. It shows her range as like an actress, man. So like, shot Della Reese, man, rest her soul, OG in the game.
Yes.
And she technically wasn't a comedian, but man, like, she was one of the funniest characters in that entire movie. Like, she gave you grandma vibes. Like, yo, my grandma, wow.
Great delivery.
Yeah, dog, man. Great delivery. Timing, yes.
How many times have you seen Harlem Nights?
I would say I'm probably up there about almost 50.
Me too. Have you? Oh no, I'm big into pop culture in general.
Yeah.
Like, have you actually heard like her talk about like the her double for like that fight scene?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't look nothing like this. Y'all got a man as my double.
It was a dude. He was if you slow it down a little bit, like when they had the scenes where like Quick was punching or whatever, it was like this dude all chiseled with a wig on and stuff, man. And then you got her flipping back, like it's not the same. But to the untrained eye, like you don't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it till I heard that in the interview talk about it. Just like, who is this man? What are y'all trying to say? Like,
what y'all trying to say about me? Yeah, y'all got a dude as my double?
How big is my back?
Yo, yeah, muscular. Yeah. But it was crazy, man. Like, when you're enjoying the movie, when you're looking at it as a fan, like, you don't see it and whatnot. But it's like, once you start breaking down things in movies and stuff, you're like, yo, that's crazy. Yes. It's stuff that, man, I catch something new every time I watch it.
Yes, me too. Very much. But yeah, that infamous you're gonna shoot my pinky toe scene.
Man, funny, man. Listen, that's gotta be probably the funniest scene between that. I think the only thing competing with that is like Friday when Debo popped red and he uppercut him. But Harlem Nights, man, you gonna shoot me in my pinky toe. Bah. Man, and that like, everybody knows that part.
Yes, everyone.
Literally.
Everyone. That's my second favorite scene of the movie. We'll get to my favorite scene. But yeah, you cruise past that, and then you meet the cop. And man, like, it's like as soon as the cops introduce, I believe his name's Phil. As soon as the cops introduce, it's like Sugar's like, all right, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, Sugar know what time it is, man. But Phil Cantone, shout out, Danny Aiello.
That's it.
Yeah, Danny Aiello, man, another OG in the game.
Yes.
Another OG in the game and stuff, man. Super talented, he knew what time it was, and Cantone was on,
Michael Lerner. Michael Lerner.
Yeah, Michael Lerner played Bugsy Calhoun. He was on Bugsy Calhoun's, payroll. Yep. So like, Sugar already knew what time it was. He peeped it out. He knew Bugsy was trying to strong arm him and stuff. And that's when he put this play together based on my man, the champion of the world, Jack Jenkins. Jack Jenkins, man. And the dude that played him was hilarious
Stan
too.
Shaw.
Man, listen, Stan Shaw. Man, my gosh, man, like the scene when when they asked him about if he was gonna win the fight, and he said somebody was gonna get after. Man, yo, I died.
Played the part so well. When you see him in something else, you're like, nah, still.
It's not him. That's Jack Jenkins.
That's Jack
bro.
Jenkins.
I know Jack Jenkins when I see him. Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing, man. Like I associate different, actors and actresses with different things. So when I see him in one thing, I'm like, oh, I call him by the character's name, not their real name.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, that's Vera, or oh, that's Quick, or But yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, Dion Cole has a bit about that, which is true. Like black people, that's usually what we do. Like, what was he in?
Oh yeah, exactly. What was he in? Oh, that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that. There's a lot of especially like black actors that like have been in everything and we don't know their names.
Yep.
We do not like, man, the Allstate dude. He done been at, like, he was the father in Love and Basketball, but we know him as the Allstate guy.
Yep.
It's, man, we associate people with what they've been on, names. We don't do proper nouns or nothing like that. We do associations. Just like if you ask us for some directions, we're not gonna tell you it's on Center Street. We're gonna tell you go to the light that's 2 turns past the AutoZone. If you went 3, you didn't went too far. Like, that's association.
That's true. Chadwick better be glad he got all those roles.
Oh, man, iconic, man. It's crazy because, I mean, like, just the people he's played: Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson.
You think he looks like Thurgood?
Nah, he don't look like Thurgood. He doesn't look like Thurgood at all, man. He don't because I only see an old Thurgood anyway, like Supreme Court Justice Story.
Well, he got darker over time.
I don't know, man. He might. I don't know. Like Thurgood had like crazy. He had like some smooth, slick back hair. Curly and stuff, man. He don't look like him.
Like everybody else, I give it to him. Like, that was good casting, but when I saw Thurgood, I was like, oh.
Whoa, that's not it. Like, man, like, I don't know nobody that could have really played. I mean, it had to be light skinned.
Yeah, it had to.
Yeah.
Nettles has good jokes about that.
Yo, shout man, Mr. Nettles.
Yeah, and make sure you check out his podcast. I'll tag it after this. I can't make it.
Mr. Nettles.
Yes. But to get back to the movie, but yeah, once he gets strong armed and then everything goes back to Buzzy, it's pretty much like how they're gonna get out of this club and how it's gonna shut down. And then Tommy, they found out Tommy was the rat.
Tommy Smalls.
We found out what Tommy did for a living.
Yep. Finally, right?
Yeah, Tommy gets murdered, and my favorite scene of the movie. This just is Arsenio Hall, which I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
His last special was amazing. If you haven't got a chance to see it,
King of Late Night.
Yeah. Just you killed my brother.
Yeah. Quick. And then he started beating Jody with that. Stop shooting that little shit. Man, look, you talking about hilarious.
I die every time. Put the little
took his hat off. He's like, you broke my nose, man. And then you got Miguel Nunez and Arsenio, and then you got my man Jody. It's just hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, like hilarious, man. Like that. Like Arsenio played that role, man. Arsenio is a fool, bro.
Yeah, you just forget how close him and Eddie Murphy are.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like because he's one of the people I love his part of the movie, but I always forget that he's in the movie.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Murphy quick, he jumps, breaks through glass, doesn't get cut at all because it's an '80s movie.
Of course,
and
they didn't have a budget for blood.
No, not even in the beginning when the guy got shot in the head.
Right.
Yeah. It's like we just want to be rated R and that's it.
That's it.
But yeah, Quick shoots all 3 of the guys. Doesn't move the gun that much at all, but he shoots all 3 of them. And then he gets back to Sugar. And Sugar's just like, all right, buddy, look, we can't keep doing this now. We can't just kill everybody.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. You just can't keep leaving bodies, man.
Yeah, so this is gonna follow back to us eventually.
Yeah.
And this is the only scene we get to see where, like, I'm very confused, but I get why they did it, because you need to finish the movie off sweet.
Yeah.
But do you remember when Buzzy's outside the club and Sugar gets in the cab?
Yeah.
I'm always like, why not kidnap Sugar? If I want, I'm sorry, I skipped the part where Quick kills his girlfriend.
Dominique LaRue. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when he pulled, I think because it was too hot. Like, they was gonna know who had him, and I don't think Bugsy was gangster, but he wasn't trying to start a full-out war, nothing like that. Bugsy was trying to handle things. He was just trying to strong arm, and even when him and his people ran up on Sugar, you know what I'm saying, like, they finally got to the point where they was like, whatever, like, a war is just what's gonna happen. It just so happened that Sugar had to drop on him, and the war got finished before it got started. Before it got started. So I think that was more like kind of leading up to like something crazy is gonna happen. Yes. We thinking that something drastic would happen, or possibly Cantone or Calhoun would kill Sugar or something like that.
Yeah. So what do you think about Sunshine?
Man, you throw it up in the sky. See sunshine, and man, just to see Benny Red Fox looking up through them glasses, man, when she said that, hilarious, man, perfect timing. Lilo Rashawn played that role very well. One of my actual favorite parts of the movie is when my man called, hey, speaking to mommy, hey, this daddy, speaking to mommy, yeah, I ain't coming home no more. It's
just click.
And then my man shed a tear and was like, sunshine. Like, yo, it's like, dude, you got whipped that bad, my guy.
Something that's still referenced to today.
It definitely so, man. I'm like, bro, you got like that. And it's a lot, man. Listen, it's a lot of Richies out there. A lot of Richies that get a hold of it, man. They grip them, man. Don't let them go.
Call home and say, yep, that's it.
Yep, that's it. Daddy ain't coming home.
Yeah.
That ain't come. So I think it's a lot of Richies out here. I know some.
Yeah, I hope I don't never run into no Sugar. No sunshine.
No sunshine. No, I want no parts.
Yeah, keep that.
No,
make me do all that.
Nah, I don't want to be that happy. No. I do not want to be that happy. No.
True.
No.
True.
I'm okay. I'm all right.
Nice.
I take a little misery. I'm good.
Yeah. Can't always be happy.
Right. I take a little misery. I'm all right.
And then you get to the fight, which they thought was going to be rigged, but it wasn't. The forced fight wasn't rigged. After the fight, he has to get the taxi. And do you remember that scene?
Yeah. And Sugar, taxi, skirt. And so, yeah, man, Jack Jenkins, man, he was struggling. Yeah. He was struggling hard, man. It was hilarious because what was funny is that he had two ladies on him, like on one on each arm. And it's just like, he can't talk for nothing. And you can tell, like, they are obvious gold diggers. Even back in the 20s, they were gold diggers, man. I think that was hilarious, man. Like, that. And then Sugar just intervenes. He's like, I'm tired of it. Taxi!
Yes. One scene, I'm trying to make sure we say it in order, but one scene I think I might have skipped over was when Sugar bailed everyone out of jail.
Oh, yeah, when Cantone ran in. Yeah, Cantone ran in and said, oh, man, I thought you were selling candy, It was like, it's like you selling more than candy. So, like, it said, man, billing everybody else, $7,500. Sugar paid it.
Yeah, you got change.
Yeah, right. Sugar, Sugar's a real one.
Yeah.
Like, he went and got the entire club out of jail,
got
man.
Limousines.
Limos. How do you bail out a whole club, my man? Like, that place was packed.
Yeah.
You bailed out a whole club. That's some G status stuff.
Real, like, now you got to take care of all your other legal fees, but you ain't in jail no more.
Yeah, you ain't in jail. Like, you get your own lawyer and whatnot, but at least I got you out.
Yeah.
That's G status.
That's very true. Yeah, especially in that time period too.
Oh yeah, facts. Because $7,500 back then probably would have had more folks living large.
Yeah, you gonna owe me a lot of favors when I get you out.
Oh yeah. Oh man, what? Yeah. With interest.
Yeah, it's no, I can't help.
No. There's no. We do what Calhoun did to his boy. Put your hand on the edge of the piano.
Oh, that scene, man. I didn't think he was gonna do it at first.
Well, I mean, he was sadistic, man. He only ruled with an iron fist when he needed to. So he had to show my mans, you gotta break your hand.
Exactly. I think he would have played a great penguin.
Oh yeah, he would have. I mean, Danny DeVito is just, perfect. But I think he would have played a great penguin. They could have made him shorter in some regard.
Yeah, but then we get to the actually plan going into effect. And the fact that he paid the other cops to help him,
right?
Which was like, I'm glad they left that as a twist and they didn't just let you know. Which that scene looks totally different now once they're helping them,
right?
And then they leave the guy in the safe, the cop in the safe. I love that they left it open-ended, like he might have died, he might have survived. In your opinion, with the story, the way it was told, do you think he lived or died?
I think honestly, I don't think anybody found him down there because I think they skipped town, and I don't think nobody knew because the only people that would have known where he was going was Cantone.
Yep.
And if any of the other cops had figured out that he was working with Cantone, he would have been outed as a dirty cop. So I don't think he could have run the risk of telling nobody the way he was gonna be at. So I think eventually, man, he just. I mean, I think he just died in there.
Yeah, Cantone died.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cantone died. Nobody knew. Everybody that knew where he was. Everybody, Calhoun and them, they knew where Cantone was, but those guys are dead. They can't tell nobody where you're at.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I mean, I think whoever bought that building like 60 years later found a body in there.
Yeah.
It's decomposed.
Yeah. I feel like we have skipped over things, but it's okay. How'd you feel about Della Rose and Red Fox, their interaction back and forth?
Man, hilarious. They reminded me of an old married couple.
Yes, I know those couples.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely so, man. Those are the funniest couples that I know. They remind you of an old married couple, man, but it's just that chemistry on screen where it's just like, it's so quick, like just tit for tat and whatnot. Like they don't take no thinking, no nothing. They got insults just ready for each other.
I wouldn't be surprised if none of that was written.
Oh man, what? If that was freestyle? Oh my gosh, man. Oh my goodness. I don't think it was because Red Fox sounded too, and she sounded too authentic too. So I think they might have just let them joints fly.
Yeah.
And who knows, that might not have been in the script, but it might have enhanced it.
Yeah.
Might have enhanced it, man. So I think their interaction was so dope.
Yes, I agree. Is there anyone in this movie that you think shouldn't or didn't have to be in the movie? Because I believe that was just a cast where it's like everyone gave their A game. I don't believe anyone like didn't give their full effort.
Oh, same here, man. I mean, when you put together that kind of star-studded cast, well, of course, the main characters and even like the supporting characters and stuff. When you put together that kind of cast, man, that's legendary. You know, that's pretty much, I mean, almost like the cast of Coming to America. You know, you put together that kind of legendary cast, man. Like everybody played and brought a different element to that movie that was needed. You know, I don't think if you take any part of that movie out, anybody out, it's not the same. So even the smallest parts, even like the Lady Heroine, if Richie hadn't been in there, like, you know, it would have been the same, man. So I think, man, it was just absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect from cast, the storyline, the plot, the chemistry. It's a flawless movie.
Nice. How do you feel about the soundtrack?
Soundtrack, man, listen, any Eddie Murphy movie that I've heard the soundtrack for, man, has been just dope. So I mean, you know, they had some of the songs, you know, with like the old timey jazz and stuff. I love jazz music. A lot of people don't know that about me. I love jazz music and I also like disco, but that's a different conversation. Donna Summer rules. However, any Eddie Murphy movie soundtrack, I've enjoyed the music. You know, so I mean, Harlem Nights, the same, Boomerang's the same. I think the music was perfect for the movie.
Nice. Pluto Nash?
That's different.
Okay.
I didn't watch that one.
Okay.
I didn't. I skipped that one and some more. I think I went back during the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, don't watch Pluto Nash.
Yeah, no, I remember the commercials for that. Nah, I just I can't bring myself to do it.
Like, you love yourself, and that's good.
Yeah, he just had to get a check off of that one.
Yeah. That's his one Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, he was like, I'm just getting a check for this.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. When this movie was released, I believe they had a very good budget, so they made over their budget.
Yeah.
But I think it became more of a cult classic than it was a great release. In your opinion, do you think if the movie theaters ever re-release, do you think they should do something? Because like a lot of movies, they have like a re-release night where they release it in movie theaters. Do you think it would make money, or do you think people probably wouldn't watch it?
You know what? I think people would watch it just for the, you know, experience. And then, I mean, we've seen a lot of the probably, you know, remastered versions and stuff. So, I mean, if they had one that was just in its original, you know, version, just how it looked back in the 80s on screen, I think that would be so dope. And I think if you do it for, you know, pretty much one day, you know, just a one night type of deal and whatnot, where, you know, you go see Harlem Nights and stuff, I think people would go. I think they would go see it.
Nice. I definitely would.
Oh yeah. When what? Yeah. Just to be in the theater watching it,
yeah,
it's different, man. I mean, yeah, I can be in my living room, but to be in the theater, to get that theater surround sound experience watching the movie, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I'll stick my stacks in. I haven't stuck stacks in a movie theater in a couple months.
Oh man, will I? Yeah, these pockets will be full of Raisinets.
Nice. At the end of my reviews, I always ask, does this movie become pop culture, a part of pop culture? But it definitely has. What would you say is like the top for you? was the top influence this movie's had on pop culture?
Oh man, I think it's just span generations, man. Because it's, our parents, were pretty much kind of like our age, or a little bit younger when the movie came out, and I think that it spanned generations because we're a generation past them. They're Gen X, we're millennials, and we can connect with them about that movie. We can watch it with them. When we have kids, then once they get up to an age, they can probably watch it and appreciate it too because they like comedies. So it's just timeless, man. There is not like the movie's like they did 30, almost 30 years, if it's not 30 years old, and the movie has spanned over that time. It's withstood the test of times like a Pluto. Nobody remembers Pluto Nash.
They shouldn't.
Nobody remembers Pluto Nash, but Harlem Nights is a cult classic, man. I mean, it's just like Coming to America. People learn about Coming to America. Same thing. Yeah. The movie just spanned generations.
Yes, I 100% agree. I think it definitely influenced pop culture and definitely black culture, as in the movie side of it. Definitely enhanced and show what can be done and how a mostly black cast can perform.
Oh, definitely so, man. I mean, when you look at kind of any Eddie Murphy production, he's usually playing like a smooth debonair type guy, good job and whatnot, blah blah blah. Even like the Beverly Hills Cops, any movie that he was in, it was a prominent role. It was a black person doing something prominent. Look at Coming to America, like Zamunda, richest country and whatnot, like living like they're living good and stuff. And so it's just showing that there's another side to what black actors and actresses can play. Like,
exactly,
don't always have to play the thugs and the whatever else stereotypical roles. They're actually great roles that we can play and play well.
And the show at that time period was very important.
Oh, definitely so, man. Because you think that everybody's like rap music or hardcore and whatnot, but like no, he was the king of the box office, man. And just showing that it's showing a different way, like we're versatile.
Yes, very much. Is there anything else you would like to say about the movie?
Oh man, I can watch that movie any and time, man. Like the cast is perfect, so many legends and stuff. And I just hope that like whenever I have kids, man, like when they get to that age, I can just hand them down a classic called Harlem Nights, and they can just take it and run with it and keep it going in generations, man. But a cult classic, man.
I can't wait to do the same. The only thing I'm going to be like kind of cringy about is when my nephew, nieces, or my girlfriend's son's like, what's a jig? And it's like, we're going to skip over.
Yeah, we're going to skip over that, yeah.
Oh, they keep saying it.
yeah, just fast forward that, yeah. Fast forward 10 minutes.
Don't let nobody call you that.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, please don't.
Yes.
Please don't.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming on for the review, man.
Man, thank you for having me.
Tell them where they can find you.
Man, you guys can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Don Garrett Comedy, Twitter, comedian Don G, as well as my website, dlgcomedy.com. You can follow the Papa Don Podcast on all social media networks at Papa Don Podcast.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And
thanks for having me.
Yes. And thank you guys so much. Have an amazing day.